What's going on, and welcome back. As you can tell, I'm sitting in a different spot this week. I'm probably going to be sitting here from now on because things kind of changed here in the game room. I got a new game set up, which I'll show you here in a bit. But I used to sit right here. Oh, I'm putting it right here like if you can see it. But I used to sit right here, and the black curtain used to be behind me, if you can remember, because my computer desk was in front of me, and that's where I used to sit my camera, right? Well, the computer desk is gone. I mean, it's still in the room. It's over there in this other corner, because the new game setup is right here, right? And besides that, I think it's more and if I were to set up over here on my computer desk, it would look boring because you just see like a closet door behind me, and maybe the tops of the guitars. That's it. That's not entertaining to watch. That's not entertaining to watch, dude. I watch YouTubers and a lot of gaming channels, right? And they're sitting in front of their games, and it's fun to watch that sort of thing because, like me, I'll like try to see what games they have back there to see if there's anything cool that maybe I want to like add to my collection, right? And it's fun to watch, right? To see, you know, a lot of video games or whatever. Well, at least it is to me. I can't watch because, you know, I love like the NES and I love the Super Nintendo, dude. One of my favorite consoles of all time. I grew up playing the NES. And I just fell in love with the Super Nintendo when it came out. But I can't watch those videos, like the garage sale videos where they go out and there's nothing at the garage sale, and then they go and ask the homeowner, hey, we have video games that you want to sell, like Nintendo, Super Nintendo, that sort of thing. And she's like, let me go inside and check. And then they come out with games, and they're usually like heavy hitters. sometimes they're heavy hitters. And I'm like, oh my god, dude, that is awesome. I mean, I don't get up early enough to go to garage sales, but I'm pretty sure if I did, I wouldn't find anything like that here in town. I don't think. So, I watched the video. These guys went to a garage sale and they asked. They're like, hey, do you have any video games that you want to get rid of? Oh, dude. The lady came out with a bin. A tote, right? And they opened it up and they were like, oh my god. This lady, or was it, I guess a guy, I can't remember, but they kept their games in pristine condition. I'm talking like Super Nintendo and NES. I was like, oh my god, dude. Complete in box. Everything. A big tote full. And we're talking, dude, Chrono Trigger, Final Fantasies, Secret of Manas, dude. I had to stop watching that video because I'm not gonna lie, I got jealous. I genuinely, dude, I was watching it, my mouth was salivating, no shit. My mouth was salivating looking at that, and I was like, I got jealous, dude, because I'm gonna tell you something. I don't think I've ever told you before, but I'm a game junkie. I'm a video game junkie. I love video games. And I see stuff like that and I get kind of pissed off. I do. I get kind of mad. I mean, I'm happy for them. I'm not. Fuck them, I'm not. But I'm like, oh my god, dude, why can't that ever happen to me? Right? And you're like, shut the fuck up. Show us the game setup. And I'm going to. Hold on, man. I'm getting somewhere with this. Because, you know, where we used to work, we had this thing called county cleanup, and we'd go pick up, people would take their shit out, and we go pick it up and take it to the landfill for them, so they wouldn't have to like spend the money to go to the landfill, right? And we had a boss that I had a supervisor that used to go and dude, he'd go through everybody's junk and see what he could find, and sometimes he'd find some cool stuff, and sometimes he'd find some video games. One time he handed me a grocery bag full of NES games. I was like, oh my god, dude, where'd you find these? He's like, they were in that pile of junk. I was like, oh my god, dude. And he didn't know, right? He's just like, they're just old games, so he gave them to me. Another time we're doing this thing and we're going down this alley and I noticed a NES cart sitting in this junk, so I picked it up, and then I saw another one, and then another one, and then my buddy Stetson, who I mentioned sometimes, he was with me, he was working with me at the time. He started digging through this junk and he found, I think it was Mega Man 1, among some other NES games. I was like, oh my god, dude, this is awesome. Stuff like that, dude. I like finding stuff like that. One more thing, one more story. Before I show you the setup, you're like, shut the fuck up. Like, hold on, man. We're doing this cleanup, and I was riding with my supervisor, and he stopped. There's this pile of junk outside this house, and he stopped and started going through it, and I noticed he grabbed something, and he stuck it behind his back. I'm like, what the hell did he find? So I get off the truck, and I was like, what are you looking at? I said, oh, nothing. I was like, and then I noticed what he had behind his back. He had a stack of PlayStation games. PlayStation 1 games. You know, obviously still in their jewel cases. Oh my god, dude. I was like, let me see, what do you have back there? And he was like, nothing. He wouldn't show it to me. Because to him, this is just junk. This ain't worth anything. Cards. NES cards. But like PlayStation games, that was money to him. Because I was like, and then I noticed he had a game that's there was a game in that stack that was worth a lot of money. At the time, I don't know if it still is, but it was I think it was Marvel vs. Capcom. I have it here somewhere. I don't want to look for it right now, but I have it here somewhere. It was Marvel vs. Capcom. And I was like, what are you going to do with this? What are you going to do with all these games? He's like, I'm going to give them to my grandkids. Dude. My blood was boiling. I was like, let me have one. And he's like, no. I was like, come on, man. You have a stack. Dude, he had a stack. I was like, just let me have one. And he wouldn't give me one. I kept bothering him until he was finally like, all right, fine, just take one. Of course, I got Marvel vs. Capcom, and then I looked it up, and it was like a $200 game at the time. I don't know if it still is now, but anyways, enough of me yapping on. Let me show you my new game setup. So here it is. This is my new game setup. You're probably like, what? It's probably what you weren't expecting. But this is what I put together. This is the I don't know what to call this. The retro gaming corner or what, but so dude, I think this is awesome, right? I got the NES hooked up. I got the Super Nintendo hooked up. The Wii and the PlayStation 2. I got the Super Nintendo on right now. Legend of Zelda in the background. I think this is cool, dude. Like, and I could play all my retro games right here. I think this is great. Of course, I have everything hooked up to this Switch box right here, right? So this one's got NES, PlayStation, Super Nintendo, and the Wii. And last week I was complaining because I had the main part, which was a TV, right? And I needed the other part to make this work, which was the entertainment center, the small entertainment center. As you can tell, I'm sitting on my knees right now. And no, this isn't. If you watched last week's video, this isn't. This didn't belong to my mom. She actually bought this for me because she wanted to keep her I guess she wanted to keep her entertainment center. What I had traded for her. Well, I'll talk about that here in a little bit, but yeah, dude, this is awesome. This is awesome. So I've watched like game room tours. I've been watching game room tours, and I'll see setups like this, right? I think, dude, I told myself, like, I have all this. I can have a setup like this. I have all this stuff. I just didn't know exactly where I was gonna put it. Dude, this worked out perfect. This worked out perfect, right? You know, if I get tired of playing the Wii, I just take it out. Hook up the OG Xbox, or the 360, or the Saturn, or the GameCube, right? All this can be changed out to whatever. You know, play original PlayStation. Take the PlayStation 2 out, put the PlayStation there. But this is great, dude. Dude, I'm not gonna lie, I've been gaming on this thing. You know, Legend of Zelda. I played on the Wii. I was playing Castlevania Judgment. Never played it before I bought it, but I didn't get to play it because I didn't have the Wii hooked up to anything. I didn't have the proper TV. And dude, this TV is awesome. It is awesome. Dude, the picture's clear and it looks really good. This thing weighs like over 100 pounds. I'm not gonna lie. This TV probably sits about maybe 2 foot off the ground. I mean, this entertainment center sits all like maybe 2.5 feet off the ground. I had to get my son to help me lift this damn TV up because it was that heavy. But yeah, man, this is pretty cool. I know you're probably thinking, oh, it's gonna be an arcade machine or something. No, dude. No, I wish, but that would probably take up too much space in here. Now, my cousin, he lives in San Antonio. He does have a 2-story house, and then at his other 2-story house, yes, he's got 2 of them. Downstairs is his arcade room, full of arcade machines. Next time I'm over there, I'll film so I can show you guys. But no arcades, retro consoles, because I love it, dude. I love it. What's cool about this little entertainment center is it has LEDs built in. So if I want to put lights on, I can. And I don't know if you can see, and it shows up in the camera, I do have a switch back there. So it's not, obviously it's not connected to the CRT, but you know, if you've noticed back in the older videos, I have a 55-inch on the wall that I can. That's what the switch is hooked up to. So if I want to play Switch, I can. Whatever. But yeah, man, this is my new old gaming setup that I put together here. I think it's great. My son walked in here after he put the TV, after he helped me put the TV out and I hooked everything up. He came in here and he's like, "Oh my God, this is so cool." He's like, "Is this how you guys used to do it back in the day?" It's like, exactly, dude. Exactly. We'd have a TV like this, and all that was connected was a Nintendo, the NES, and it was as simple as putting a card in and playing the game. No installs, no updates or nothing like that. It was like he thought it was awesome, and he sat here and he played games for a little bit. Actually, he was playing Silent Hill 2 on the PS2 because he's like in love with like the Silent Hill series. So I think I was at work the other day and he called me. He's like, "How do you turn this stuff on?" I want to play Silent Hill 3, and I walked him through it. And he was in there playing Silent Hill 3 and he was having a blast. But this is fun, dude. This is fun, you know, not only for myself. You know, I have cousins that grew up playing the NES, playing the Super Nintendo. Like whenever they come down and visit or whatever, they want to come in here and kick it old school. They can. So there you go, man. That's my new setup, and you're probably like, "That's it, dude." I know. This may not be for everybody, but I love it. I thought it was awesome. You know, because now I can play all my NES games. I can play all my retro games, and it's fun. It's cool, dude. It kind of got me excited for collecting retro games again, right? Before, because I had kind of like just got out of it. I was like, you know, there's no big deal. What's the big deal? I can't even play them anyways. I don't have nothing. It's not. I can plug in, you know, AV cables to a HD TV, and you're probably thinking, yes, you can. You probably can if the TV has AV, you know, jacks in the back, but it doesn't look good. CRT looks freaking amazing. So, yeah, man, it kind of got me excited again to like want to pick up, you know, titles that I don't have that I wish I did have. You know, there's some games that in my NES collection that I don't have, that I used to have when I was younger, that I don't have anymore, and I want to go back and pick those up. And I know that some of those titles are kind of expensive. Some of those cards are kind of expensive, and you can just emulate them. And I do, you know, I'm all for emulation, but you know, sometimes I just want to have them physically here in my collection. Same thing with GameCube, Super Nintendo especially. You know, this TV just looks absolutely amazing with the Super Nintendo. I don't know how good it looked on camera, but in person, oh my god, dude, this thing is freaking something else. So there you go, man. That's my new game setup. This is probably where I'm gonna be sitting from now on when I film, because, dude, why not, dude? Why do you want to sit there and watch me blabber on with the closet door in the background? This is much more better, dude. It's much more entertaining, and you know, you can see the games. And if you're like me, maybe you could like try to zoom in and see what games I have in my collection, and maybe there's titles that you don't have that I do that you maybe want to pick up for your game collection. I don't know. But anyways, thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.